Good afternoon, the world, Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. Hope you all are doing well today. I know you see the topic. You see the topic. If everything you believe to be true about taxes, estate planning, and wealth happens not to be true, when would you like to find out about it? Now, if your answer if you answer, right now to that, then what you need to do, I'm gonna put a link on here in a few minutes, to invite you to our November 4th workshop that's gonna basically change your life. So stay tuned. I'm about to share some knowledge with you, so you kind of get your understanding up a little bit better from what it is that you've been told years and years and years ago. So first, as you see the screen, for those of you that are watching me on Facebook right now, as you see the screen, what do you see there? Let me make sure you guys can see it. Okay, now as you're looking at that screen, as it comes up, what is it that you're seeing? You're seeing the federal income tax threshold from 1913 to 2016. Again, welcome for those of you that are joining. Thank you so much for taking the time out to kind of check this out. Check out my Facebook Live. I have some valuable information I'm going to be sharing with you that's going to help you understand tons of misinformation. But as you can see from 1913 to 2016, you see the lowest, for the person that makes $20,000 threshold, their tax bracket was 1%, and the highest tax bracket was 7% back then. It was supposed to be a temporary situation, but as you all can see, because a lot of conversation on taxes been going on, so I want to educate you and then invite you to a private workshop that we're having November 4th. That you definitely want to be there. 1916, they raised taxes to 2% for the low income tax bracket folks. That means if you make $20,000 or less, 2%, and then in 15% top rate for people that make over $2 million. But then, if you look at 1918, it went to 6% for $4,000. They raised the income to 4. They went after more people, and look at that, 77% for $1 million. I know you might be saying $1 million. Well, maybe they're not talking to me. Well, let's bring it up to 1944. For those of you that might think that when this America government is always talking about we're going to raise taxes on the wealthy. Well, look at this. If you make $200,000 a year in 1944, if you're making that amount, that means you have to pay 94% in taxes. That's high, and don't you see? And then for those of you that were making the people in the low tax bracket of $2,000, their tax bracket was 23% in 1944. Look at that situation. 23% and 94%. So if you're thinking that they're going to lower taxes, well, I don't know. You tell me. As you can see, all the situation going on, how they make they make those changes. Then we come back here to today in 2016, 10% if you make $18,000 a year income, and 39.6% for those people that make over $466,000. So I wanted to share that, so kind of get your mind thinking as we do our workshop that we're going to be holding in a few weeks. Now look at the tax history. Just want to kind of give you an idea of what happened. So let's say you're retiring and you have $1 million, because that's the magic number. That's the amount of money everyone wants to have at retirement. That's the amount of money everybody wants to have at retirement. $1 million. right? Everyone wants to have $1 million at retirement. Well, how much of that belongs to you? If the IRS decides to say, okay, we're going to raise taxes, look at how the amount that goes to the federal government, $360,000 at the tax bracket of 36%, and your share is $640,000. Now you might say, well, man, what's making them? Why is that? Well, they make excuses up of reasons why they raise taxes. So when they raised it in 1944 to the 200 to 94%, well, their reason was what? World War II. And then later down the line, they also made an excuse, Vietnam War. See, right now, we don't even know what's going on. We have 2 wars that we've not even paid for. So if there's 2 wars that we've not paid for, the Iraqi war, the Afghan war, it's still not paid for. What do you think is going to happen to your taxes as you continue to plan for your future retirement? So with that said, my goal is to help you do what? Restructure and help you plan better. So let's look at some of the topics that we're going to bring up. So November 4th, Lago Financial, my Building Your Legacy workshop. It's going to be me, myself, Douglas Eze, and my good friend, Trust Christian. We're going to be going over some things that's going to help you plan properly. Because when it's all said and done, your family needs to be aware of what's going to be happening. Because it's not a matter of you saying, well, I did not know. Well, we're going to help you understand, so you're now in the know. So some of the agenda, the topics we're going to be having that day, buying and selling real estate. A lot of you are in the real estate business. We're going to show you how to buy real estate and help you show you how to minimize capital gain tax, especially for those of you that are investors. Now, we're going to talk about using a tax-exempt private family foundation to create generational wealth, because that's my baby. I'm going to talk about that. We're going to help you understand how the wealthy use that to create generational wealth. Moving your tax bracket from a 35 to a 5% using an IRS-approved approach. Folks, you want to know about this. It's just so simple. But if you don't know, you just don't know, right? It's just that simple. Creating endowments. You heard of endowments. You've heard of that. If you've never heard of an endowment, go to a hospital today and tell them you want to talk to the endowment office, that you want to donate some money. I'm going to educate you about that so you kind of get a better understanding what that means. Hey, Shaya, thank you for joining. Burrito White, Joanne, Donna Jones, thank you. Hope you guys are enjoying this. We're going to share with you about how the hospitals and universities use endowment. I'll give you an example. When you see someone donate millions of dollars to a university, and you're wondering why did they do that? Well, Dr. Dre did that. I just want to pick a name of someone that you all probably heard about that did that a few years ago, and everybody was on him like, why didn't he donate it to a black university? Because that's the first thing everyone talks about. Donate to a black university. Well, he donated him and his business partner donated $70 million to a university in California. So he first got a $70 million tax write-off, and in turn, he bought a chair. And what does that mean? That means he got a professor that's going to be teaching a course that he wants them to teach in that particular university, which has to do with his Beats, the earphone. But there's more to it. Google it, read the article on it, and you get to hear about it. That's what he did. He donated it to the endowment fund of that university. If you Google any university or hospital in your city, you want to put in endowment fund, and I tell you, once you do that, you see that how much money those universities have, or that hospital have in those endowment funds. Hey, Pamela, thanks for joining. Protecting your wealth, using life insurance, your private bank. We're going to talk about that. Reducing your taxable income by 30% immediately. So you're going to learn how you can do that. That's something that your CPA probably has never told you unless he's familiar with this concept. Well, if he's telling you every day when you sit down with him that you're trying to get a tax deduction, and all he's telling you is you need to go buy more cars, you need to buy more, invest in, more real estate, or something like that, and you're trying to get deductions, but you can't figure it out. Well, you might want to come to this private workshop, and we also open it up for CPAs as well. If you have a CPA or financial advisor, definitely want to be at this workshop November 4th. I'm going to put the link right after this Facebook Live, so you'll be able to click on it and you go in and you register for it. Now, what can you expect to gain from this workshop? Well, the first thing, the most important part, is how to separate your business wealth from your personal money. See, a lot of you, you're running a business, but you really don't understand the outcome of, especially when you get audited. I tell you, you don't want to go through that situation, because when they come hard. So we're going to show you how to separate your business wealth from your personal money. How to use the one out of 80 trust, because everybody talk about trust. I have a trust, I have this trust, I have that trust, I have this trust. Well, do you know that there's 80 different types of trust structures that's available? So which of them can you use that can give you asset protection and zero tax liability? Which of them can you use? Which one is good for me? Which one can I use? Because I hear these wealthy people talk about how much money that they're not paying in taxes or whatever it is. You saw the president, he didn't show his tax record, and you're wondering why he didn't show his tax record. If you think back to the days of Mitt Romney running for president, again, same thing. He didn't show his tax record. He showed 2 years and that was it. They wanted him to show more. He said no. What is he using that makes his structure so strong? Well, we're going to talk about that. Then you're going to have an opportunity to register to our exclusive private support system of trustee in training. So we do, trustee training that no other organization in the country offers. This is where you're going to learn how to pass what you understood to your kids, because there's no point. So many of you have trust already, but what happens when you die? How are your kids going to manage your assets? How are they going to manage the things that you want done? I'll give you all an example of a family that don't have control of their family assets anymore. The Ford Foundation, General Motors Ford, right? The Ford guy, the Ford guy that owns the Ford dealership. The Ford company. Well, he passed away years ago, right? Well, guess what? His foundation that he created to help and do so much good, and also to pass on wealth to his family, guess what? Is no more operated, is no longer owned by his family. His family don't have power to that foundation no more. They're not doing anything with it, can't do anything with it because they don't understand it. So we have a trustee training that we offer that makes it unique for you, which is the key. You set up your trust, you do all that good stuff. How can you continually manage it? Because you're what they call a fiduciary. How do you make this stuff powerful for you and your family to be able to continue? So when you pass on and you want your family to keep that vision that you wanted. Hey, Stacy, thanks for joining. That vision that you wanted, how do you want them to continue to do it the way you exactly established it? So we do that. So you're gonna have an opportunity. It's only at this event that you're gonna have an opportunity to participate in that exclusive private support system of trustee training. So it also including attorneys and CPAs who are using the exact same structures and the entities and learn how to help the next generation be more effective trustees. And then the final stuff that we're going to share with you at the workshop is understanding how families leverage private charitable foundation versus public charities. So public charities, some of you know about those. Boys and Girls Club, Salvation Army, churches. Those are all public charities. What about private charitable foundations? I'll give you all an example. I was talking to a CPA, and he was like, private charity foundations are only set up by wealthy people. You have to have a lot of wealth to set up a private family foundation. I'm like, really? Interesting. I said, what do you define? What do you mean a private, you have to have a lot of wealth? Can you explain that? Because this is how I interview CPAs, because I like to interview folks and see exactly, do you exactly know what it is you're talking about? Because if you don't, I'm going to help you if you're humble, if you want me to help you understand it, or you just talking. And also I want to, I interview them so that I could have them help some of my clients. But before I introduce you to my clients, I want to make sure that you know what it is that you're doing. So I said, well, define what you mean by wealth. He said, well, billions of dollars. I said, really? I said, well, does Will Smith, does he have billions of dollars? No, he's not even on Forbes. Oh. Oprah, she does. So yeah, she has billions, but Will doesn't. How about, so I just mentioned some names of folks that do not have billions of dollars, like Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. And I said they don't have billions of dollars, but they have a private family foundation that they operate that is in their family name. Then he kept quiet for a minute. I said, so, basically I took him to an education platform to help him understand and learn. So I educated him on it. So now he knows. But folks, that's what I wanted to share with you guys. Just kind of give you an idea, let you understand some of the things that we're going to be discussing at our private workshop that's coming up November 4th. Okay, you want to definitely be there if you can. Make it a point. It's from 9 to 2 o'clock. It's not all day. But the most important part, you're going to get to learn a lot, and you're going to get out of there with a lot of knowledge, a lot of power to yourself, and you're going to be able to, if you decide to take action, it's going to be up to you, because one thing in life is applied knowledge is power. You could sit around all day long and listen to stuff, go to seminars or whatever it is, and that's why we're calling this is a workshop. It's not a seminar. We don't, this is not a seminar. You're gonna come sit down and somebody talk at you. We're gonna be actually doing some work. So it's a private event. And it does cost money. It's not free because it's not a free event. That's why it's very private. We don't have the location up for anyone, so it's going to be invitation only location. The location that we're having, it's very private right now, so nobody knows where it's at. Once you register, then you're going to get the address and everything, because the information we're sharing, you have to be privy to that information. It's not for everyone. You gotta be, this is for people that are serious about their financial future. It does cost. So for the event, it's $350 for single individual coming, and for couple or partners or whoever, if you're two people, it's $500. So that's about it. But it's November 4th at 9 a.m. prompt. And then there's other things that I'm not even gonna share right now, but for those of you that are going to be at the event, you're going to get to find out more information about that. So what I'll do is that's it for now. You'll have a great week. Continue. Today's Monday, man. Have a great week. Continue success. Hopefully we'll see you at the workshop, get to shake your hand and meet you. So again, it's November 4th at 9 a.m. Check out the link below for your invite, and just click the link and you could go register right there online. Thank you. Bye-bye.